watching my channel. Hey, I'm just gonna talk today about how to run an amazing team meeting. It doesn't take much, you don't have to provide a lot of crazy stuff, but you really can pull your team or the people there in your area together and create an incredibly cohesive and amazing group. But it does take some planning. So, first thing we're going to talk about, for my team meetings, all of my dates I pick out in advance. So if you're just doing it a month at a time, it makes it really difficult for some people to plan. Most people can do it, but if they always know it's a specific Thursday of the month, it's always the third Thursday or it's always the second Saturday, if they know that, it makes it so much easier. Now, of course, with your schedule, that might not always work. So the other way to go about it is to make sure that you sit down and pick them out. In the beginning of January, we picked out January through December. So the whole year was set in stone as to when we were having our meetings. Now, we did move a couple around here and there for different reasons, but for the most part, they're all there. So personally, I list them all in my team group in the events. All the dates are listed there. So they can go in at any point in time, see exactly what dates our next meeting is and where it is and all that kind of good stuff. So it works out really nice. I do lots of advertising for it in my group, probably do it a couple times a month, and I'll even put out something in our group at least once a month that talks about bringing a friend, bringing a guest, bringing someone with them to experience what it's like to play and have fun with us, because we're kind of fun. When they get here, everyone in my team knows that if they are here on time, they get their name entered into a drawing for a free pick out of my basket, and I just have a basket full of fun, and that's what we use for prizes for our team meeting. Little things that I get from TJ Maxx, different Cinesister sites that I pull off here, this, that, or the other from. Currently, I think I have those really cool colored pencils that are dual-sided. I have some paper clips that are hashtags in the shape of hashtags. They're super cute. Some thank you cards. Lots of little things. Anything that you find that you're willing to just throw in there, perfect. And then they get to pick out of that. We'll get to that in a second. So they know that there's an on-time drawing, which is great because then it gets them there, most of them, on time, which is wonderful. I really like to start right at the time I'm telling them going to start and end right when we say we're going to end. I like that. I like them being able to come and know that this is exactly how long it's going to be, not that, oh, we might go to 10, just, because. Personally, my meetings currently, I have 2 a month. One of them is from 8 to 9:30, and the other one is on the other side of town, and it's from 7 to 8:30. So it takes about an hour and a half, I find is about perfect to get through all the material that you need to get them all hyped up and excited and going. So another thing that I do when they come in is I have name tags for them, and I just get like round circles or squares or whatever it is that I have on hand, and I throw them out there, and they're supposed to write their name and their CP. I have a lot of people that come to my meetings that are not actually in my direct downline, and I find it's really helpful for them to connect with each other and be, oh my gosh, you have the same CP as me. And it just, again, creates that incredible sisterhood that is what it's all about. So for the team meeting itself, basically we sit down. There are 10 different things we're going to talk about, 10 different points in a meeting that I think are really important. I played with them for a long time. I tried to figure out what worked best just in general, and I really love our meetings. So I feel like this is a really good outline, and that's why I wanted to share it with anybody who's in the same place that I was, that they were trying to find an outline and just couldn't find one that felt good. So here you go. So the first thing that we always do is I always welcome everybody. We get excited. We go around the room. There are always new people there or people that do not know each other. So I come up with some sort of a fun introductory question depending on what's going on. So for example, some months we'll do like, ooh, of the 2 colors that were just released, which one, which one's your favorite? So then it's like hashtag Team Coralina or hashtag Team She's Apples. You kind of get to pick and be silly. Sometimes we've talked about like, what do you think they'll be announcing at our at our corporate event this month. And so it's kind of fun to hear their different suggestions. We just did one for fall that was, what's your favorite color or mix for fall? We've done things like, who of all of the Senna celebs out there, who do you most want to be like and why? And so it's just fun to hear, and you get to learn something different about people without hearing their story every single time. Stories are great, but sometimes they're also really long. So this is a way to keep it short, but you also get to know a little bit about each other. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we go right into is our recognition. Now again, we do it right away because everybody knows if they're not there on time, they don't get in the on-time drawing. And believe me, it's a really big deal in our team for them to be there for the on-time drawing. So there are two things that we recognize specifically. First of all, well, there's three actually. The first one is we always recognize the top PV for the month. Now, again, I told you that a lot of the girls that come aren't even necessarily on my team. Their uplines are farther away, which is totally fine. So what we've done is that they come prepared with what their PV was, and we kind of play that. Ooh, okay, my PV was this. Anyone have higher than that? Ooh, what was your PV? Oh, nope. Okay, anyone have higher than that? We play that game with each other, and it's really fun. And whoever is the top PV orderer for that month gets the basket first, and they get to pick anything out of the basket that they want, which is also super fun. The second thing that we do is we talk about the number of distributors that were signed. We're really focusing on those two areas of recognition. So we go around, same thing. How many did you sign? How many did you sign? And the first time people come, they're not quite sure, but I tell you after that, every single time they know their numbers off the top of their head, they are ready to go because they want to win. It's so adorable. So again, whoever gets the top number of distributors signed that month gets the basket second. So then they can pick something. The third thing, of course, that we recognize is ranks. Everyone recognizes ranks differently, but for those whose uplines are far away, I just put them on my recognition program, and me and their CP discuss things together and figure out what we're gonna do. Or I'll deliver it for them if they want it that way or whatever. So that's super fun. So anyone who's ranked gets acknowledged, and it's super fun, and we all get excited. Then of course we do the on-time drawing. So that is the point where they're all so excited. After that, we have picked out a motto that we use for our team, and it's one where we're super cheesy. We stand like we're in Girl Scouts, and we say it out loud, and it's an awesome motto, and it makes them feel really good. And so again, it's just something else to create that team cohesiveness. So super fun. Okay, so that's number 3 on my list, okay? Number 4 is we do a product highlight. This is something I assign out to someone that is going to be there, and I pick a product. So we've done a lot of them, but we've done like facial resurfacer, and whoever's in charge of it will bring it with them. And they'll talk about the ingredients in it. They'll talk about how to use it. They'll maybe even give some different ways of how to use it. They might even pass it around and have everybody put a little bit on and actually get to sample it for those who have not tried it. It's basically just a way to increase the knowledge that we already have. And then of course people can pitch in and say, oh, and you know what I've done with it? So it just is really fun because we all teach each other. So that is number 5. That's number 4. Excuse me. Number 5. Number 5 is we have a booking conversation. So this one is one we recently added, but I really love it. So we passed around 3x5 cards at the beginning one time and had everybody write down like scenarios, I was at my son's football game and the mom next to me asked me about my stripes, or I was at my doctor's office and this lady next to me started talking to me about lip sense. Whatever it is, wherever you are. So we had them all create scenarios. And so then the whole point of the scenario is that then with that one, I just pick one of those 3x5 cards and we have 2 people come up to the front and they basically are in those situations. So, and then they have to try to book a show with the other person off of that. And I find that it just helps them to see someone else actually using the words and saying whatever it is they're going to say and how they say it, because sometimes someone says something that really resonates with you and you learn, and sometimes you're like, yeah, I would never do it that way, which is okay, but it's all just about learning. So So I find the booking conversation has been really fun, and it takes less than 5 minutes. It's pretty fast. And those are not assigned. Those are just like 2 people from the audience come forward, and basically I pick people who are not already doing something. Number 6 is the main topic. So the main topic is ones that I spent time coming up with at the beginning of the year. So I planned them out for the whole entire year just to make my life a lot easier, so I wasn't trying to come up with it last minute. They go along with the months of the year. So for example, in May, we did building your summer business. That was our topic. So how to build a business in the summer. In June, the topic was wowing. And so it was, oh, say, can you see? Because we were being silly. In July, it was hostess coaching. And so it was, are you on fire yet? How to light it up. So you can just do kind of whatever works for you, but they're just kind of some fun ways to put the topic out there and have fun. Again, this topic probably takes like 15, 20 minutes maybe. After that, we address a corporate topic, and the corporate has given us topics that they're doing every single month. I assign this to somebody, and my favorite was this last month that I assigned it to. The girl was like, I am not an expert at this. Like, I'm not good at this. Like, should not be mine. I'm like, no one's an expert at it. That's the whole point of this, is that as you go and you research something and you think, okay, how can I figure this out? How can I make this better? Hopefully you learn something that then translates into helping you as well, but also giving us something that will help us. The 8th thing is that we talk about is any upcoming holidays. There are always upcoming holidays to talk about. In January, you can talk about Valentine's Day, because if you talk about it in February, the time is gone. In February, you can talk about St. Patrick's Day. In December, you can talk about New Year's, because hopefully in November, you discuss Christmas. You get my drift. So you're kind of going through all of them. Even in the summer, when you're looking at July, you're not talking about the 4th of July, because that'll be over. You're talking about back to school. And in all those things, you want to discuss different things, different ways to sell. So it's how to market the idea to your customers, okay? So whether it's lip looks, makeup, face paint, costume makeup ideas, gifts, YouTube tutorials, lives. It's basically to kind of start the conversation, and it's more of a discussion. I do assign this one to someone, and they're kind of in charge of leading the discussion. So they come up with some ideas, and then we all kind of pitch in and think about different things. Currently, this last month, it was Halloween. And so, we're talking about Halloween, because Halloween is in October and it's September. So we were all talking about Halloween and different ways, different things we could do to, get ready for Halloween and get our customers ready for Halloween. The 9th thing that we discuss is any upcoming dates. So we go over our next meeting, any corporate trainings that are in between there, any special monthly trainings that are going on, anything at all that relates business-wise that they should know of and be there, we talk about them. And we go at least a month out. Now, this time of year, we're in September here currently. This time of year, we usually go 2 or 3 months, because we really want to make sure that as they're planning their holiday stuff, that it's not conflicting with our basic stuff as well. So we want to know that they have it on their schedule. The last thing that I do every single meeting is that I leave them with a challenge for the next month. So this month, our challenge all revolved around time blocking. So my challenge to them was to try to time block 1 hour every day. 15-minute increments, just have that 1 hour fully time blocked, so that you can take that small step and see how easy that is and how much more you can get done. And hopefully it will inspire you to time block a little more as well. So that is currently how we run our team meetings. We actually don't even call them team meetings. We call them Chalk Talk, because it just sounds so much more fun and so much cooler. And who doesn't want to go to Chalk Talk? Like, it's awesome. So hopefully I hope that you can use this outline and that it will help you and bless you in your business. Team meetings are not hard. My first one, I think we had 4 people at, and now we have many more than that. And they're so fun and they're so enjoyable. I look forward to them every month. And I think all my girls do too. We really enjoy the time that we get to bond and learn together.